Yes, guys, we're back with episode 6, Beyond the Rope, the Camera Dome podcast. Let's go straight into it.
What are you
How's it
saying,
going,
my
bro?
guy? It's good, man. It's good. I keep thinking it's Friday tomorrow. It's Thursday, isn't it? So
You've been saying that all. I mean, when you put it like that, it's Thursday tomorrow. It's gone pretty quick, right?
yeah, it has. Yeah, true. That's true.
But guys, yeah, sorry we missed last week. We got a bit busy. I mean, it was a hectic week. It was a great week for boxing. I mean, an interesting week for boxing. But we were both busy with our own channels. We didn't get around to doing a podcast. But we're back, and there's so much to talk about. And there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. One fight, and that's Spence Crawford. We might touch on Inoue Fulton, but I feel I'm just not even worried about that right now. It's just
Oh yeah,
I've got
that actually happened that week. Yeah, Jesus.
That's the thing. That feels like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, you watched the fight. What's your just initial reaction to the fight? I mean,
You know what? So that first round, it was quite slow, right? But you could see, and you could see, it's almost like you could see Crawford thinking, like his brain working, the way he was just trying to calculate Spence and his movements and stuff. And then from there on, round, 2 rounds, from there on, it was just like an assassination, mate. It was like
I felt
he
bad
had
for
that
him.
guy's number. Yeah, I feel bad for Spence because it's not like people that disrespect Spencer. He's not a bad boxer, but he came against someone who is like a god, basically, just elite level boxer. Like there's
One of the best in the world, if not the best fighter in the world, right?
bro, that is one of the best performance I have seen in boxing
Bro,
in a long time.
Pitch perfect, bro. Punch perfect.
Bro, everything was calculated. There was no waste. No waste. How when can you say that? Like, I'm speechless, man. Like,
He didn't even miss a punch.
He didn't. Mate.
That has to be one of the best boxing displays ever in the magnitude of that fight, a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, it has to. I've only seen it once, but I'm telling you,
I don't
it's
even
just
wanna
so
rewatch
fresh. It's so fresh in my head. And it was like what? First, it was like what time? 4 in the morning.
About 5:30.
It feels like a dream. It feels like a dream for me, man. Like, yeah.
Well, you enjoyed it? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it because obviously I haven't got a favorite out of the two. I just enjoyed the spectacle. Whereas you know, I know you like Spence, and I know you were like heartbroken at the end. You were gutted, man. You know, and I didn't realize that because I think I was joking around. But then like afterwards, I was like, whoa, this guy's actually he's crushed.
Upset.
Like, yeah,
I'm
I was
crushed,
like,
man. Like, bro, like, and it's not even to do with.
It's
nothing to do. Yeah, they want to smack you around the job, and you're gonna know, right? cheeky, cheeky. Nobody can take that left shot.
Left jab, right jab.
Hey, I'm gonna fuck you up tomorrow, bro. Anyway, but no, do you know what it is? I wouldn't say love, but I'm a big fan of Crawford. Beautiful style. He's he's funny. I like how he speaks. He's a family man. He's not really like a party animal, nothing like that. He's just a great person. But it's just I'm a really big Spence fan. So it's nothing to do because even if Spence lost, I was fine with Crawford winning, but it's the manner in which, and I'm not saying I didn't want Crawford to put a great display up, but he just beat him up. Like I felt, it's like if I was in there. That's how extraordinary the performance was because like, you've seen some of the photos in my thumbnails and some of the ones with his face, like the blood, the eyes.
Rearranged.
You know, he was just stumbling everywhere, rearranged. And I'm still like, I'm just... But all right, I'll give this question to you. What went wrong for Spence? Knowing his history, knowing if you try and put everything together now.
Well, people say he was too dehydrated. So a lot of people talking about his skin tone. He seemed like lethargic. Every decision he made seemed wrong. He kept going really low as well. He was asking to get hit every time he went in. He was open, right? He looked like it was almost like he was slow. He was super slow in that fight compared to Crawford. And I don't know if that's because Crawford just had the measure of the man, or did Spence have all these factors, being maybe dehydrated, car crash, all these things just going on, would this affect his mentality somewhat? Because when you're dehydrated and you want to fight, bro, it's difficult. It's not easy to fight when you're like that. So I don't know, man. Maybe the weight, all of these factors could have played, but we can't obviously. That's coming, from Spencer's side. So I don't know what you think.
Well, that's a good point. So we'll start off with the weight. I mean, look, he's been at 147 all his career, and there were talks about him moving. Like he's a big, like 40, he's 147 pounds. You see his physique; it's all muscle. Like he's a big. He could easily fight one or two weight classes above. So I feel like I'm not saying it's an excuse, but I do think he could have easily moved to 154 a couple of years ago. But obviously he never did because he wanted to become undisputed, and that he had that one extra belt, which was with Spence, right? Which was obviously with Crawford, and he always wanted that. So he obviously knew he wanted to move up, but he didn't want to until he became undisputed. And I don't know. That's the thing. Like he's not going to make excuses, but the reason I say was he weight training is because he didn't look right. Even though Crawford was amazing and wonderful, but just even Spence, just like he's just so light, he's just so wobbly and like. Do you get what I mean?
He didn't look right. Like his decision making was so poor, and at that level, like we're talking about two of the best boxers in the world at the moment. At that level, it shouldn't be like that. Like it was almost like an amateur fighting a pro. That's what it kind of felt like.
That's what it felt like, and this is both. Errol Spence was top 5 pound for pound.
Yeah, honestly, like I was shocked. I haven't seen a mismatch like that. I think ever, bro. That it looked like a mismatch.
Fury Wilder too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Not the third one, the one remember the 2020.
Where he battered him. But yeah.
Because obviously that was weird, Wilder was the champion and Wilder was the killer, and the Fury just absolutely destroys him. That's how it seems, right? Because Errol Spence was like the big guy in the division.
But I'm confused because Errol Spence has technique. Like Wilder, I can understand. The guy has no technique. He's a basketball player being a boxer. But this is Errol Spence, man. Like
body puncher, strength, speed.
Where was it? Crawford was eating him. Like
Spence is a bigger man.
Yeah. Spence was. I don't think he even got many hits in. I mean that round. Hardly. Even though he was just moving around, being energetic, but after that round, he couldn't. He didn't get an inch. Crawford was just on top of him. Crawford could have ended that fight in the second round, bro, if he wanted to. If that second round went on for another minute, I saw it somewhere, he would have knocked it. He would have been gone. Spence would have been over.
I wonder if whilst we're on weight, we'll continue with weight. I wonder if like reports might come out later, like stories might come out like this happened, that happened. It'll be interesting to see because at the end of the day, people think he's like he think he's a nutter for even considering to take the rematch in 6 months' time, which will be this year, December. But then imagine if he takes it and it's at 154, the weight above. And then stories start coming out, and then imagine the fight looks different. So I'm just thinking like, it's going to be interesting to see because we don't know what the reason is. It can't just be. Maybe it was just look, Spencer's been inactive. He's had car crashes, 2 car crashes. You saw one of them where he should have died. How the hell are you spinning like that in a Lamborghini, and you come out alive? He's had an eye retina injury. These are crazy injuries. That's
a big injury.
You shouldn't be boxing. You shouldn't be living again, let alone boxing. And has it finally caught up with him? He's only had 2 fights since in the last 2-3 years. December 2020 and April 2022 are the 2 fights he's had.
And we spoke about this as well, didn't we? I remember in the last podcast where I said, has he had enough prep for this Crawford fight?
So maybe that's
a factor.
Well, yeah, exactly. And
mate, your hair looks good, Jay. Don't worry, it looks good.
What are you talking about?
Just touching your hair up. It looks good.
Oh, I always do that. You know me,
man. I know you.
Crunk style, baby.
Mr. Big Man. Let's go. Yeah.
Take that. What's that? Why you wear a hat? Let's see your hair.
My hair's fine, mate, but I haven't cut it in a couple of days. Jesus.
But it's just, Oh, there's just so many questions. I don't know. What do you think? Could it be like? Could it be that like his because he's fighting an elite fighter as well? This is not the Spence of old because he's not the same after the injuries and stuff. Okay, it was enough to beat like Ugas and Danny Garcia, the last two opponents.
Yeah.
But has it taken his toll now? He is human after all. And he isn't the same.
Yeah, I think like, everything you said. I mean, think about it. If you had all those issues, yeah, everything
And
Spence has had, everything he's been through, and then to have 2 fights to prep for Crawford, your biggest fight in 2 years,
yeah, that's not a lot of
that's not
fights.
enough, because after all the
He should be fighting
injuries,
two
all
years,
the
2 times a year
mental
at least.
fatigue, yeah, everything, you need to prep for it. I mean, this is what we say about Fury, right? Like, how does he do it? He won't fight for a year and come and perform. But if he fought someone like Usyk, he probably would struggle. And this is what's happened to Spence against Crawford. Really, I think he didn't look right, bro. Honestly, when I saw it, I was baffled. I was like, is this even Spencer? Like, you see Crawford coming like Eminem and stuff, and I'm thinking, damn. And then yeah, Spence. It's like he didn't turn up for the fight. Honestly, he's like he wasn't ready. Yeah.
And do
I
you know
don't
what
know.
hurt? Like, when he was getting knocked down and you could see, like, he's just laughing because he's not used to that. He's, like, embarrassed. You could see in it, like, he was just
Yeah, yeah,
smiling.
yeah.
Like,
He's like a
he's like,
kid.
what the
He was
hell?
like a kid. Yeah, yeah,
He's like, what's
yeah,
happening?
yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
I don't know. To me, the next thing I was going to say is, was it just that his flaws were exposed and Styles make fights? But no, I still don't think that is the case because we know how good Spence is. How can other fighters and lesser caliber fighters compared to Spence give Crawford better fights then? Like, I don't know. It could be that okay, maybe Crawford just had the fight of his life and he was super focused and he upped it even more. And Spence was, due to whatever reasons, maybe the weight, maybe inactivity, had a bit of a below par performance, and that's the difference.
Mm.
Fine margins between him getting absolutely destroyed or 50-50 fight. But then I just think, no. But even that, I still think it's still. I just think it comes out he didn't look himself.
He looked odd. It was an odd fight, but I don't agree with this. People saying he should never fight again. I mean, I don't know how it's going to
Well,
mentally
still,
impact him.
yeah,
We can talk about that, yeah. But like, I think if he's got the option for a rematch, at least do the rematch. Even
get a
if you don't
guaranteed 10
win,
mil,
yeah, you get the money, but
guaranteed
then
10 mil.
it's just for yourself, right? To prove something to yourself that you can actually compete at Crawford's level. Because bro, I'm telling you, Spence can fight better than that. That
Yeah.
I think he can definitely fight better than that. That's like me and you going into ring of Crawford, mate. That's what it looked like.
That's what I keep saying to
Honestly,
other people. That's
yeah,
what I don't get.
I don't get it because he had no basics. Where was his technique? Where was his distancing? Like where was the intelligence? None of it was there.
Looks like he
Every
was half
all the
asleep.
combos, yeah. The punching power, the speed, it was all missing. It was like, I don't know, like someone cloned Spence and sent a clone in. It didn't look like Spence, bro. It,
You're
it
watching too much.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah, like Marvel thing, isn't it? It's one
yeah,
of the other ones, isn't it?
100%, man. Scroll, yeah. That's what it looks like.
But I'm
But no,
just thinking.
yeah, I don't know.
What I'm thinking is, it's a good point because look, at the end of the day, it's a win-win because well, not win-win, but I mean, it's
Pride.
if he takes his pride, he's guaranteed if he can cash out. Like if he is like, on the way to retirement, he gets the guaranteed 10 mil. But I just think he can definitely fight better than that. And if it's at 154, surely he's going to be stronger. The weight won't be an issue. But then I'm thinking, would people be interested in it because it got absolutely destroyed?
Yeah, because you could still sell that fight. You could be like, Spence come back.
Or like what Spence wasn't right?
Yeah, Spence wasn't right. They
Or
could
do you
leak
think then
stories
they'll
out.
say, yeah?
Dehydrated. Yeah. The weight wasn't right for him. That's
And
how
I
you
don't even think that
build
would
up the
be lies.
fight,
I think something for me, I
bro.
don't think it like.
Yeah. He looks so dry. Like honestly, yeah, it's like someone who was starving. When he had that fight, he had no energy. Like honestly, I'm telling you, he can fight better than that. Even he himself probably knows he can fight way better than that.
He's probably
At least,
outgrowing the weight
at least the
then.
first few rounds. At least the
He's probably
first 4 or 5
outgrowing the weight
rounds.
then, surely, right?
Yeah,
It may be. It
yeah.
might be that.
It might be. Yeah, it might be.
But my next question for you is, what is next for both then? Yeah, so if it's not a rematch, I mean, Crawford could go up to 154 as well and fight someone to become I mean, four-weight world champion it would be. And obviously, for me, obviously Spence, I think that's the next move for him. He needs to go up in weight, whether it's against like Tim Zhu or
Yeah, he
like
needs
any
to.
of the world champions. But then Crawford, I don't know. Would you like him to maybe defend against someone in a division? I
I
think Jaron Boots Ennis, that'll be a good fight. He fought a few weeks ago. Remember, we spoke about him. I think that would be a good fight. But I just think for now, because Crawford, the only thing he's been lacking is resume. He's obviously added Spence to the resume. I think for him, he's 35 now. He's got two. It depends how long he lasts,
yeah.
but at least he's got at least 2 years left, if not more. I think he just needs to have the big legacy fights now. Just build that resume. Because you don't want in 20 years' time people talking about Crawford and be like, oh, he was a top quality fighter, one of the best of generation, but the best ever.
He didn't fight anyone. Yeah.
Or he just didn't get the best fight.
Yeah.
So I think if you
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
even if it is a Spence again and beats him again, well then you've got Spence twice on the resume. So what do you think? What would you do if you was both of them then?
I think you're right. Yeah. Although he might be tempted to go up weight. I think he could do it as well up weight because
Crawford.
Crawford, because he had a lot of power, a lot of pace, and I think his intelligence would definitely. It doesn't matter what weight he's at. His intelligence is ridiculous. Like, well, he was fighting southpaw, and he looked so
Powerful
comfortable.
jab.
Yeah, the jab destroyed him. That's what my dad always used to say: the jab wins fights, and that showed, right? It showed there more than anything how a jab can just destroy someone.
And a power jab.
Yeah, powerful
See the
jab,
power.
accurate, power and accuracy. They're two most important
It's
things.
a sniper.
Yeah, he got. I mean, yeah. And for Spencer, I think the Crawford fight. That's where he has to go.
Are you calling him Spencer?
Oh, yes, sorry, Spencer, Spence.
I thought a few times we've said it, but I thought,
did I say Spencer a few times? Yeah.
But then, I feel like you had at least 2 or 3 times, but at the same time, I've heard you say Spence.
Yeah,
so you might just be like a mood thing.
Slip of the tongue. Yeah.
But yeah, what about for Spence? Sorry.
No, I'm saying I think he needs to do the Crawford fight. I think that needs to happen because he was dismantled so badly, bro. And I think he needs to prove it to himself. I think he needs to prep for that fight properly. And he's fought him once, so he knows what to expect. So,
I think they can sell it. I think it's a mix of Spence, he was inactive, or the weight was the issue. It's at 154 now. He's going to be bigger, stronger. I think the key thing is if he genuinely just got beat by the better man, then whoa, he is going in for damage, like life-threatening, like it's dangerous. But like we say, if something was up and it might be a weight or something he won himself. To me, it's just the general. If you just use a common sense and logic, it looks like the weight because I doubt everyone has that. It doesn't seem like an injury or anything. It seemed like weight because if you're bad in the weight and you struggle to make that's where everything gets messed up. The weight, like the power goes, your chin goes. Look at Eubank, you got knocked out for the first time. He had a granite chin, but prior to that, 6 months before, he's trying to make a ridiculous weight for the Conor Benn fight. So look at Spence. When you have bad weight cuts or you outgrow the weight, if you don't make the weight right, everything gets messed up. You become weak, tired, zombie. Chin goes.
because his energy levels are probably shattered, right? Like, think about how depleted they are. So, and that's what it looked like. He honestly looked like someone who had no energy, and that's a weight thing, isn't it? Like, if we think about it logically, he's probably dehydrated. He has no energy. All he had was the first round, but then Crawford was sitting, waiting to see what happened. Then after that, he just looked gassed out. He looked like bloody AJ in round 6 or 7. Just completely gassed out. He didn't have anything.
And the thing is, even people who thought Crawford would win don't even think it would be that easy.
No.
But I don't know. Are we taking away from? Are we taking away from? Or not giving Crawford credit though? I think we are.
I think our next thing. Was to compare Crawford to Mayweather, right? So.
Well, first of all.
Yeah.
I think do we agree that Crawford's pound for pound number 1?
Yeah, I think you'd have to. Yeah.
So who's your top three, pound for pound, right now?
You do your top three.
Crawford, Inoue, Usyk.
Oh, Usyk is third. I guess Usyk
Because
will have to
I
fight
don't think you can
Fury.
put it,
Yeah.
because Usyk, I think if he beats Fury, then he's one or two. But I think what Inoue did,
Yeah, to be
like,
fair,
like,
that fight was ridiculous. That was similar to Crawford. That was Crawford-esque. Like
yeah,
the way he dismantled that guy,
he didn't even get
power,
touched.
speed. He just completely bamboozled him. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'd say that Crawford anyway, and Usyk. Because if Usyk fought Fury, then you'd probably have to push him up because his resume would look really good.
That's the
But
thing.
yeah, I think yeah, you're right. Crawford, Inoue, and Usyk. That's yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
And then obviously the
But
talk is
yeah,
like, go on.
no, go on, go on, go on. You go on, mate.
I'm just saying Crawford's getting that appreciation now, and it shows how good he's probably been the best fighter in the world for years. Like he's so complete. Bro, he's on an 11 fight knockout winning streak in world title fights. He's knocked out since he's
Jesus,
moved up a weight. He's knocked out everyone in the welterweight division,
that's crazy.
including the number one fighter in the division, Errol Spence.
It's just he's just genius. Like I said, his boxing IQ is just. I've never seen it like where you can visibly see it in a fight at that level. Like when you can see someone reading a game. It's just he
Lomachenko
read.
at times, perhaps, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, this Crawford fight, the way he read him, and you could see it. Like from that first round, he just sat back. He let Spence do everything. Just try and see what he could do, what his plan was, and from there on, he just took advantage. Really, just killed him with the jab.
As simple as that. I
Yeah.
mean, but then all I'm seeing on Twitter really is all like polls about Crawford and Mayweather, like prime v prime,
Yeah,
who would win.
I don't think Crawford is Mayweather level.
You think
Um,
that shows? I mean,
because
what really?
because I to this day I still haven't seen defense like Mayweather's. Like people talk about him being a runner, but the way he could read other boxers, and his defensive work was unbelievable. His head movement, the way that it's just, and his boxing IQ was unbelievable as well. Because you can talk about him running and stuff all you want, but it's just people couldn't hit him. Pretty boy Mayweather, he could never get
Pure Floyd, yeah.
yeah.
But then
Especially in
remember
his
when
younger days, yeah.
But then when he was pretty boy Floyd, he was aggressive, wasn't he? He only turned
So
defensive
quick.
after. And do you know what people don't talk about? He only changed his style because of injuries. He had hand injuries, weak hands.
Yeah.
So then he changed to defensive because he knew I can't knock out people.
Yeah, because he used to throw combos, bro. This guy, mad combos,
Remember,
so
and he's
quick and powerful.
aggressive.
Yeah, he really good knockout record as well. But yeah, I mean you're right. That was the issue. But we have to also remember he lasted for a long time. Like he boxed for a very long time to the point where he kind of started the YouTube boxing thing, didn't he, with Logan and all of this? Yeah, which is fair enough. I mean, when you've done it, when you've achieved everything, why not earn your money? But I don't think you can compare Crawford to Mayweather. In my opinion, the guy fought Hatton, he fought Pacquiao. Yes, fine, he fought Pacquiao a bit later than we wanted, but he still fought him. He destroyed Hatton. So, and everyone used to rave
He's
about
fought
Hatton.
so many champions. He's
Yeah.
beat Canelo, Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya, Arturo Gatti, David Corrales.
His resume is insane. Yeah.
Castillo.
Yeah.
Like Marcos Maidana. You name it, mate.
You name it. So I think it's unfair to compare Crawford to Mayweather.
But Crawford seems complete as well, so you don't even think he'll be a good match up, or you think literally he'll get dominated. Like surely Crawford could give him. I just think it depends. I just think Floyd Mayweather, not Pretty Boy Floyd, like Money Mayweather. I think he would beat Spence because he would probably just out jab it. He's just too. He'll just outbox him probably. Because Floyd's fought aggressive fighters, right?
It's true. I'm trying to think. Because Crawford, he wouldn't even let Mayweather get into his head. He's just too calm and too collected, as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But Mayweather would read Crawford really well. Because Mayweather still did have his speed, even during his latter years.
I know, man. It's just But I mean, Crawford, it's just it's happy to.
It's so hard though, isn't it, to compare boxes like that?
I
You
mean,
know?
I'll tell you what though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I've been looking at the polls and stuff.
yeah.
People think Crawford will win, but I think that's just because
Recency
he's just
bias, I think. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's recency bias. That's what it
recency
is. Yeah.
bias.
Yeah.
No doubt he's not. We're not saying he's not. Of course,
Great
he's
boxer.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can still build his body of work. Like
Do you think Crawford could beat Pacquiao? Peak Pacquiao.
see, that would be a good fight. So
Peak
look,
Pacquiao,
just
not yeah.
peak. No, probably not. I don't know. No, because peak Pacquiao was just
Unbelievable. Beast.
the guys just talking. Just feel obviously like there's some clip here. Canelo obviously training for Jamel Charlo. It's interesting because Jamel Charlo, that would have been the perfect fight. Now Crawford going up in weight and fighting Jamel Charlo because Jamel Charlo is undisputed at 154. But obviously Jamel Charlo is going up 2 weights to 168 to fight Canelo. So good on him. Chris Eubank Jr.'s appointed Bomac, so Terence Crawford's trainer, the big one. So he's going to be training Chris Eubank Jr. Against for his fight against Liam Smith. That's interesting because he's got rid of Roy Jones Jr. and now he's got Bomac, so he might be trying to go for a more aggressive approach. But with Chris Eubank Jr., like you said, I don't know if it could. I think it's him, isn't it? He's the issue. It's not about the trainer.
Yeah, and in boxing, you need that mental strength, right? More than anything, because all boxers, of course, they're well trained, well drilled. You learn the techniques when you're young and everything, but that mental strength in any elite sport, it sets you apart from the rest, And if you haven't got
100%.
it, if it's not there, you will never be an elite boxer. Because bro, honestly, like Crawford's mental strength is ridiculous, So, and he's an elite boxer. That's the difference. That's what separates them, to be honest.
What do you think of this though?
When you compare,
So Chris Furman, right? So
yeah.
Clarissa Shields, she's like obviously one of the greatest. She's one of the best women fighters. She's like we call her the greatest woman of all time. She's called out Keith Thurman, but then surely you can't. No matter how good she is, isn't that just like genetically like men are just naturally stronger, right? Like,
bro, I mean, oh man.
No, because look, she's responded.
It shouldn't happen. She's
die. Responded, yeah, but she's responded with this. Look, a video of her sparring men. Look, can you see that?
Yeah, which is fine, but it's different. It's not competitive, So you're, man, I don't know. In Taekwondo, we spar, right? We spar females and stuff, yeah. But we never used to do it on a competitive level. So, I mean, in boxing, I don't know. I don't think this should happen. Because he still has an unfair advantage, right?
Yeah, and you know what is mad as well? She's not even she's not really a big puncher. It's different if she had like mad power. So like,
bro, what if she dies? What if she dies? Then what's gonna happen? What if she gets mortally injured?
I know we're going back. We're going back on the topic. So I'm flip flopping and I'm switching. Yeah. But I just wanted to mention this, by the way. Credit to Spence Crawford. Look, it shows how big Davis Garcia was. The biggest Las Vegas gates of all time. Also, Mayweather Pacquiao, biggest Mayweather McGregor, Canelo Triple G, both huge fights. But look, Davis it was a great year for boxing because 5 and 6 happened in the last few months. That's the gate, man. Look, so it came in at 6th. That's a credit to them because, like I said, we're not as big stars, but it clearly shows boxing fans came out.
100%. Yeah, and I think if they fought again, you'll get similar, maybe even more.
I think he'll be top 5. Actually, I don't know though because it wasn't a close fight though. Or do you think they'd sell it to build interest? No, I think people would still be interested. Do you know why? Because they'll see will Spence be different. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, that's
would Crawford do it again?
It would have to come from the POV of Spencer, right? So all the build-up would have to be driven from him. So him being like the challenger, he could come out saying, "Yeah, I wasn't quite right for that fight, the right weight, etc." And then, proving himself, right? Dethroning the king, all this sort of stuff you could do.
Yeah.
The marketing, because this fight itself, it didn't have as much marketing, and I think if they had some more marketing, the next fight could be even bigger.
Yeah, 100%. Shakur Stevenson obviously still struggling to get a fight. No one wants to fight him. He's calling out Lomachenko. Chantel Cameron's got a fight announced. Oh, wow, that's big actually. So yeah, Chantel Cameron is going to have a rematch with Katie Taylor in Dublin, November 25th. That'll be good for Undisputed. What else has been going on? Eubank we spoke about. Joshua Buatsi will be facing Dan Aziz in the light heavyweight at O2. I might go to that October 21st. That'll be a good fight. Light heavyweight British bust up. So Dan Aziz is the guy I took a photo with. I remember when he was wearing the hood.
Oh, yeah.
The African guy who's like the same height as me. So yeah, he's fighting Joshua Buatsi. Terry Harper. I mean, Jake Paul's fighting, I think, this weekend, against Nate Diaz. Do you know that?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that, mate, because
KSI is fighting the Fury brothers, isn't he? So
yeah. Oh, so this is interesting. So Jamal Charlo on Instagram today expressing his frustration about being confused with his twin brother Jamal Charlo after his recent controversies. I did not get slapped nor pushed that lady at the fight for doing her job. Okay, so what's saying this? So basically, so there's a video of his twin going around like he's pushing a lady, like he's basically like not pushing that push, but like I'll send it to you. Actually, let's watch it. No, because we'll link back to this. Because all it is basically he's just a bit moody. You know, security want to stop you. He's just going through. It's this one, I think. Look, so this guy said Jamal went arse off with that, shaking my head. First, I couldn't tell what was wrong with it. So you could tell, look, he's in a bad mood, right?
Yeah.
I want to see if you noticed at first watch. Because first I was like, what's he done wrong? Go on, have a look. So we're focused on him, yeah? The one who's just walked off. He's Jamal. Yeah. He's Jamal. So not the one who's going to fight Canelo, but the one who we thought we were going to fight Canelo. Yeah. So what did he do? Did you notice anything or not?
I don't think there's anything really. There's much in that. I mean,
let's watch it one more time.
Did he push her? I don't think he pushed her.
No, one more time. Look.
Oh, he just sort of moved her, like he just did that, like just.
So in my, I don't know. I think that's the annoying thing. People just we're not hearing what they're saying. It could be anything. It could be like, oh, he just went to the toilet and he's going back in, and they're trying to check him. Of course, he's gonna be like, oh, get off and stuff. But anyway, obviously, people are cussing him. Like people are probably saying, like, well, some people are saying what was, like, I don't know. Like, some of this person saying, oh, security was doing too much. Absolutely, that's why he got pushed. Blah, blah. So they'll probably put the narrative is a bit disrespectful. But then
I mean,
anyway, I think it's minor, man.
I think that's minor. I think that can happen. Like,
but anyway, Canelo, the Charlos obviously brothers are having a bit of issue at the moment. We're seeing having a bit of brotherly beef. So so obviously he's come out and said, let's go back to So look,
mistaken identity.
Well, yeah, he seems to be. He's obviously he got the hump now because he's saying on Instagram, totally expressing his frustration about being confused with his twin brother, Jamal, after his recent controversy. I did not get slapped nor pushed that lady at the fight for doing her job. So he's basically saying, mate, that's my brother. Well, they're twins, so obviously some people, I can tell the difference anyway. But yeah, he said this is one of the frustrations of being a twin. And to all you casual boxing fans, I did not get slapped nor pushed that lady at the fight for doing her job. Please stop tagging me. I'm locked in and focused on greatness coming September 30th. Follow me while I take Houston to the top. Wow. I mean, obviously, bloody hell, I don't know why people are tagging him. It's stupid.
It's stupid. There's nothing really in it, to be fair.
Yeah. This is interesting. Obviously, Devin Haney, lightweight champion in recess, is... What? So, wait a minute. So, David... In recess? Wait, what does that mean again? I forgot. That means, like... The WBC have now made Devin Haney lightweight champion in recess. Yeah. So he can become champion again just automatically. As he is moving up to challenge the lightweight next. WBC plan to order Shakur Stevenson to be the highest ranked contender, currently Lomachenko, for the vacant WBC lightweight world title, and will then offer Haney the chance to fight the winner for 50-50. I mean, basically, either way, regardless, I think, I don't know, it's a hard one because, I don't know, I just think he should vacate anyway because he struggles to make that fight. But I think what this tells me is clearly he knows that 135 is the money division, so he might want to fight like Tank or someone. He might want to try and go back down, but I don't know. There's plenty of fights at 140 for him. But yeah, man, I think that's everything for this week. Just the pound for pound rankings. That's the welterweight rankings now. Crawford, Spence, Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Stanionis. Obviously, remember they were both supposed to fight Ortiz and Stanionis, but it got cancelled. But yeah, man, I think that's all good for this week. And yeah, man, we'll be back. This is obviously out on Friday. This is
Next week.
Been recorded the day before. But yeah, we'll be back next Friday. Check out our other podcast, All About It, the Don and Cam podcast. And guys, yeah, subscribe to my channel. Almost at 600 subs. Want to get to 1K by the end of the year. So like, share, subscribe, and check out Don's channels. I'll put them in the description below. And guys, we'll be back. Peace out.
Back, baby. See you later. Take care.
Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch 4 lanes. I'm in my own lane. You can catch me